Hey guys, Emersy Ranger here, and welcome to another episode of Tokusatsu Mysteries. In this episode, I attempt to answer the question of, is Kirameiger an anniversary season? Now on the surface, Kirameiger doesn't look like an anniversary season, but neither did Lupin Ranger vs. Pat Ranger, and we all assumed it was because of the Lupin collection being based off of past Super Sentai items. And besides, this is the 45th year of Super Sentai, so anything's possible. But what makes an anniversary season? Well, there isn't anything specifically stated about this, but some people look for references to past seasons, Gokaider's Grand Powers probably being the most famous example of this, and other people look for the logo in the opening saying it's an anniversary season, even though not every single anniversary season got this in the opening. But what do I use to make my judgment on this? Well, I look for references, and if a lot of references are made before episode 10, I start to think it's an anniversary season. And I've noticed a lot in Kirameiger so far. The first reference that I'm going to bring up is one that many people noticed when Kirameiger first began because it was kind of obvious, and it involves Kiramei Green. In episodes 0, 1, and 2 of Kirameiger, we see that Kiramei Green has various clothing items that help her with her career as a runner, such as her uniform, or her sneakers, or even a jacket she wears after matches. And we see that they all have one thing in common, that they have the letters SCRTC on them, as well as a scratch logo on them. This is a direct reference to Geki Ranger. I mean, the scratch is pretty obvious if you look at the suits, but SCRTC is also a reference to Geki Ranger because the Geki Rangers worked at a sporting goods company with the name of SCRTC. And what's funny is SCRTC also produced a majority of the Geki Ranger weapons, and it's kind of cool to see that they're referencing this sporting goods company in another Sentai season. Another Sentai reference appears in episode 2, when Princess Mabushina is reading a manga that was written by Shiho Ichinose. This is a direct reference to Lupin Ranger vs. Pat Ranger. The manga contains characters that look very similar to the Lupin Rangers when they're untransformed, and not to mention, Shiho Ichinose is the person that Lupin Yellow tried to save throughout the show. Another reference comes from episode 4, when Princess Mabushina and Murio Hakata Minami are talking about how they name monsters of the week, when they eventually strike a pose and say, Marskman. Now, this could be a reference to the 11th Sentai season, Hikari Sentai Maskman, but in name only. Next, if we look at the Kirameiger villain Tarantula, we would see that part of the Seductor's face is visible around the mouth area. Now, this could be a reference to Showa-era monsters like Dr. Kem from Liveman or Toadpat from Zyuranger, who generally would have part of, if not all of the Seductor's face visible at any given moment. Also, if you look at the Kirameiger villain group, the Jimenshi, you would see that they bear a strong resemblance to the Go-Ranger monsters. Both sets of villains have a single monocolored suit with maybe a little bit of a chest design, a really complicated detail-oriented helmet, and, well, a cape. Not to mention, these villain groups share a very similar naming scheme. The Jimenshi get their name from an object followed by the word Jamen, which roughly translates to Marsk, and the Go-Ranger monsters get their name from an object followed by the word Mask. The names between these two villain groups are so similar, it's almost as if Kirameiger is trying to reference Go-Ranger with their monsters. Well, that just about does it for all the references that I've noticed in Kirameiger thus far, but I should probably bring up Mashin Sentai Kiramager Kirameki Movie Volume 2. Now, this movie might just detail the powers of the team, but TV Nihon released an April Fool's Day version of this with joke subtitles, and these joke subtitles have a lot of references to past Sentai, Kamen Rider, and even other tokusatsu. But I didn't include these references because TV Nihon made the references with the subtitles themselves, not Toei. But if you'd like to see a video of me explaining these references, hit the like button and tell me in the comments below. I should also say that Kirameiger is probably not referencing past Sentai with their mecha. It's more than likely a coincidence that their mecha are similar to those from the past. For example, Machine Jetter is a blue jet mecha, but so is Jet Swallow from Chojin Sentai Jetman. It's kind of dumb to say that Machine Jetter is referencing Jetman because of this. Some people claim this is a reference, I don't. The same goes for Monsters of the Week. Just because Kirameiger monsters have a similar ability to those from the past, it doesn't mean that they're referencing past Sentai. For example, digital camera shaman takes pictures of people and captures them inside a photograph. But so does Cameramonger from Taiyo Sentai Sun Vulcan. It's kind of dumb to say that Kirameiger is referencing Sun Vulcan because of this Monster of the Week. Some people claim this is a reference, I don't. But what do you guys think? Did I convince you that Kirameiger could be an anniversary season? Tell me in the comments below. And if you have any ideas for a future Tokusatsu Mysteries video, leave them in the comments below. I might do one of them in the future. But with all that being said, I'll see ya!